Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to all of you. I'm Murph Barrett, the creator of Easy Property Listings here in Perth. And today I want to show you how to build a real estate website for your business or your next real estate portal using WordPress and Easy Property Listings. We've built Easy Property Listings from the ground up to be dynamic, expandable, and easy to use. It's packed with advanced features that help you connect your listings and property data with your visitors in a very intuitive way. In today's training session, we're going to build a clean and elegant real estate portal using some of my favorite WordPress tools and plugins and show you some of the new changes coming in version 1.3. We may encounter some bugs along the way as we're still testing the latest version of the free plugin. There are over 300 new features that have been added in this release, and here are some of the highlights. Ajax sorting, grid view, auction date processing, new listing flags, tabbed search widget and shortcode, additional support for commercial listings. We've also got better support for unit and lot numbers with listings. Auction dates, sell date processing is being updated to match the REA XML format, and multiple inspection times. There's some of the highlights. Let's get started with our site build. We're really huge fans of the iThemes Builder framework for creating WordPress websites quickly and easily using very little code. You have better control over layouts, creation, and widget placement, which allows you to really target your pages to your visitors' needs. You can also grab our Melbourne Living theme from our theme page, which is a Builder Air child theme. We also use Gravity Forms for creating contact forms, market appraisal pages, and connecting to MailChimp or other email providers with quick subscription forms. We've also installed FeedSync, our REA XML preprocessor, which can process thousands of REA XML files in a few minutes and geocode them if required. It supports both zip and JPEG when we're talking about FeedSync. We also use WP All Import Pro, which is a fantastic plugin that allows you to import any XML or CSV data straight into WordPress. Images, testimonials, properties, whatever you need. WP All Import Pro is a fantastic tool, and it can help you speed up your WordPress development in many ways. So make sure you visit Easy Property Listings to download your copy of version 1.2, which is available now on wordpress.org or easypropertylistings.com.au. But here's our little test demo site that I've set up. It's called Easy Property Listings Portal Plugin Demo, and it's running the default 2014 theme with WordPress. When you first install WordPress, you've got the 2014 theme as a default. So we're just going to visit the dashboard, and we're going to activate my Melbourne Living theme that we've created recently. So just going to jump over to Appearance and Themes in WordPress, and let's activate our Melbourne theme. Once that's activated, we can view what the front of the website looks like. But there's a couple steps to take with iThemes Builder, but basically we're going to keep the layouts and views that we have pre-set up already. Okay, once we've activated Builder, let's have a quick look at how the front of our site's looking. Okay, so we've basically just changed the theme of WordPress. We've refined this one pretty good, works very well, especially with Easy Property Listings and for real estate websites. So next we're going to make sure we activate our Easy Property Listings plugin. So we're just going to visit the dashboard, jump over to Plugins, and check out our installed plugins. And we'll see that I've already uploaded Easy Property Listings, the beta version 1.3, which is one of our development versions. But if you wanted, once it's released, you'll be able to just visit the Add New Plugins page in WordPress and grab it straight off the WordPress repository by searching for Easy Property Listings. And I'll just show you that quickly. And there's our plugin. So once it's released, you'll see 1.3 and just be able to install it now. But I've taken the liberty of manually uploading our development version so I can show you what's new. So let's just activate Easy Property Listings. Once you activate it, you're taken to the Getting Started page, which just explains some of the settings. We did want to make Easy Property Listings easy, quick to set up. So make sure you read the Getting Started page so you can figure out all what you need to figure out and set up the website correctly. We explain how to add your listings, how to set up images and shortcodes. Quite a few explanations. This will change with our new release. This is still the 1.2 page. But we'll be able to keep you up to date with what's happening on 1.2 or 1.3 when we release it, and you'll see that information in the change log with some videos and explanations that we're planning to add. So once you've activated Easy Property Listings, nothing has happened other than you've activated the plugin. So the first thing you want to do is jump over to the settings. Once you're there, you need to pick which type of properties you want to feature on your website. Now, a lot of real estate companies, they handle for sale properties, they handle land for sale, and they handle rentals. As a general rule of thumb, a lot of them do that. But there are other real estate businesses that specialize in rural, commercial, or a bit of all of them. So it's best to activate the ones you need and leave the other ones deactivated. So in this particular case and demo, we're going to activate rental, land for sale, and property. There's also some general settings here. We're in Australia, so we're going to leave it the Aussie dollar, but we've got a lot of international language support built straight into Easy Property Listings. You can also adjust the currency position, the thousand separator and decimal separator, so it should work wherever you are in the world. You can modify the location label, which is very important to do at the start because this is the name of your taxonomy for your listings. In this particular case, in Australia, we use suburbs. So with the suburb location label, we're just going to leave that. But you could make that city or town or region or any name that is applicable to you in your region. Our debugger allows us to just make sure we've got correct geocoded results. What that does is allows the properties to display much quicker because we're delivering Google with direct coordinates instead of asking Google to find the coordinates for us. We've also added a graph feature, an API into the system, which is going to be expanded as we move forward, which allows you to set some prices here. So if you're dealing, $1 to $2 million properties, make sure you set the top price at $2 million. And if you're setting the rents, might be $300-400 a week or up to $2,000 a week. It's up to you, but you can adjust this, and this can be adjusted as your stock changes. We've also added a new flag for our listings, so we can set the date here. The default 7 days, so you'll have a new flag appear on your listings as long as you set the date, and that's how long they'll appear. So once we've set that, we're just going to press Save Changes. Now what's going to happen is the way WordPress works, it refreshes, looks like nothing's changed. So if you just click Easy Property Listings again, it'll activate the post types, the new ones that have been activated through WordPress. So we've got property, land, and rentals. So this is where we're going to add our listings. But before we do that, let's just take a look at the other settings that are on the display that handle the display of the website. So we'll just pre-configure some things because we know how it's going to turn out. So in this particular case, we can enable or disable bond. Now bond is the rental per week. A lot of international users are not sure what bond means, but that means the 4 weeks rent paid up front. You can turn that off. It default is off, but if you want to display it next to the rental price, you can show what the tenant needs to pay bond up front before renting a property. We can also display the gallery of images, so every property that is added to Easy Property Listings, any images attached to a listing can automatically be displayed through the gallery. This is the standard WordPress gallery. If you're an advanced developer, you can quickly just use the hook and new filters to replace that with a slider or any type of WordPress plugin that you might want to get to use with Easy Property Listings. You can also adjust the number of columns for the default, so we're going to set this to say 6, so that'll provide 6 smaller images under the main hero image. And we can also set the number of property features. So this is how many columns of property features you want to appear. So you might have listings and you put in, say, 10 or 12 features per listing. You can adjust the columns there and come back and change it as you see fit to suit your display and your design. The excerpt word length is the number of words that are displayed on the main property pages or land or rentals. So when they're looking at a list of properties, this is how many words it will display. So you can increase that if you want to. I'll just boost it up to 20. Next are our labels. The suburb city label, again, we've changed that to suburb, so we'll leave that the same. Again, you can make that city or region. Our postcode label Default is postcode. You might want to use zip code, so you just pop in there and change it to zip code. But we'll leave it postcode for now. And the home open, you might want to have home open before your inspection times. You might say open for inspection, so this is where you can quickly customize it and change it to how you want. Again, our new label, so you can just say new, and that's the wording that will appear. And the POA, so you might not want POA, you might want to have offers if there's no price defined in the site. So the default will be the price display here if no price is set. And once you're happy with all your settings and setup, press Save Changes. Once you've set up the site, you can also browse our add-ons. So this is the main installation pages, and you can take a look and grab some of our add-ons, especially our developer bundle, which includes all our plugins at the stage. Our business bundle doesn't include the REXML processor, but you can have a look and see what's available on our site there. For this portal demonstration, we'll be adding the advanced mapping plugin, and I'll be showing you some of the location profiles, and here's FeedSync. And if you're using OneForm, you can connect to your OneForm account. If you're using Inspect Real Estate, you can use the Inspect Real Estate extension to connect to your Inspect Real Estate account. And here's some of free imports that we have available for you if you want to import your data from using WP All Import. So I've just showed you the add-ons that are available for Easy Property Listings. Next, let's add our first property and show you some of the new changes that have come with Easy Property Listings 1.3. So just go to our property page, and at the moment I've got a property I've put in there just as a quick example, but let's just trash that one and start again. So I'm just going to press Add New, and I've got some text here for a sample listing, so I'm just going to pop in the details. We're going to put the title as the address. That's the best result because your permalinks won't change, and it means people can link to your website later on much easier. I'm going to paste in some text, and this is just while we're configuring. Once we're importing the data, none of this will be manually entered. It'll all come through WP All Import and the REXML files. So I'm just going to add the suburb. Oh, it's Queens actually. Rocks, and just press add the suburb there. Next, we're going to add a couple of features. I think I've got a few in here, so we can basically copy and paste and create our own custom features. So you might have an undercover enclosed alfresco, and we want to have a Tasmanian oak flooring. Sounds nice. These might not be the features you use, but I just wanted to show you how the plugin can work and can be dynamically linked to other things. But you know, great granny flat. So I put a granny flat, teenage retreat. Perfect. Sounds like a great property here in Queens. So I'll add that one. Next, we want to set the property address. So here's one of our new additions is the unit number, and that changes to lot number if you're looking at a land listing. But let's put in the property address, so 15 Piper Street. Piper. Queens Rocks. WA and 6030. And we can geo-coordinate that result to make sure that the address is correct and that Google's correctly found the listing. That looks about right. If you're looking in Queens, you can just zoom around and use the usual Google Map features. Next, we're going to chuck in the property heading. So this is the heading, so best in family living, and I'll pop that in there. And we can set some of these. So if there's an office ID, most of these are used during import. If there's a second listing agent, you would pop their name in there. Again, a lot of this is through importing. It's current listing, that's correct. We're going to go with an exclusive listing agreement, and it's going to say open Sunday 12 to 12:45. If I get my spelling right one of these days. So exclusive, again, it's a house, but you can choose all the different categories and search by those. The unique ID, let's put a unique ID because one of our new features is a unique ID search. And this is I think it's a 4-bedroom, 4-bed, 3-bath. Okay, so I'm going to pop in the property details or additional bedrooms and so on. 4-bed, 3-bathroom. We've got a 2-car garage, and the land area, I'm unsure, but that's where you would pop it in. 876, I'll make that up. And again, you can tick some additional features, so these will appear in the feature list. So it's got dishwasher, built-in robes, it's got secure parking, a remote garage, we've got ducted cooling, outdoor entertaining, yes, we've got no tennis courts. These are all standard REA XML elements. Again, here you can pop a YouTube video in there. I'll just pop one of our training videos in there for an example, and that'll appear on the website. Again, a URL to your floor plan. Some of you guys are using some third-party floor plan providers. That's where you can pop their URL in, and you'll get a quick link. Again, some external links, so you could pop in another video to link to, or virtual tour. Lost for words there. Again, the last part is the price. Now I think this one is 899,000. So here's where you put the search price in as a computer or your calculator works. So no symbols, no characters, just the 899,000. The price text. This is where you can actually put in from 899,000. And this is where you would format the currency correctly. So if you're using an international currency like pounds, make sure you enter in the correct symbol there. Here's one of our new features. This is not an auction property, but basically this allows us to set the auction time and date for auction listings. So I'll just show you that for an example. So let's say 29th, and that's going to be 12 p.m. and that'll insert the date and time there. But for this case, I'll just remove that. We want to display the price because it's 899,000. And we're just going to put from for this particular example. We're working on the sale price date processing. It will work exactly the same as the auction date, so you can set the sale price and the sale date when it's sold, and you can configure under offer when the property goes under contract. So let's just quickly chuck a featured image in there and a couple display images so we can finish with our added listing demo of this part of, so we can see what the front of the website looks like. So I'm just going to set that one. So I've dragged and dropped the featured image as you would do for a normal post or page inside WordPress. We've tried to keep all the programming 100% WordPress compatible, so when they upgrade we shouldn't have any issues. So I'm just going to publish that, and we haven't got any other images just yet, but I just want to show you. So let's have a quick look at our listing. Okay, so we've added no widgets or anything like that to the display, but here's what a listing looks like on Easy Property Listing. So we've got our address, our price, bedrooms, bathrooms, we've got a photo, we've got our additional details, home open. I haven't put home open time in there. If I have, there's probably a bug, so we'll deal with that. Again, here's your text. We've got a video that's been inserted in there, and here's our little columns of features that I mentioned before when setting it up. So we've got 3 columns. Here's our little map, pretty self-explanatory, and I've already configured my bio by editing my author profile, which I'll show you next. So I'll just put some crazy text in there as I normally do. So you can tab this. If you fill in the bio on your WordPress user profile, you get a bio. If you add a video link, you can have a link, so you can have an explanation about how you help other people sell their properties or rent or for property managers. So that's pretty quick and easy, and that's how you add a listing. And let's just quickly add a couple more photos so you can see how that works. So we're just going to press add media. I'm just going to another tab here where I'm just going to drag and drop the photos in. So just drag, drop them in there. They're going to upload as per WordPress. Now, because we've configured the gallery to automatically display, there's nothing else to do. If you insert this, this will actually end up in the page. We don't want that to happen, so we're just going to close that. We're going to press update, and if we view the listing, we should see those gallery images. So I'm going to go here, rightio. Oh, I think I've left it off. Or I've got a bug, one of the two. So go back to the dashboard. Let's check out our display settings and turn it on. Yes, so the automatically display gallery is being turned off. So I'm just going to set that to yes and press save changes. And if we go back to our property and have a look at him, we should be able to see our additional gallery images down the bottom. There they are. Now, the default install of WordPress, this just links through to an image, which is actually very easy for you to make it pop out using another free plugin that we frequently install because it's nice and fast and easy. So if you just go to the dashboard, let's just make those images pop, we're going to go to add new plugin, and we're going to choose my favorite one, Easy Fancy Box. So if you just search for Easy Fancy Box in the WordPress repository, you'll be able to get straight to Easy Fancy Box. I'm just going to install that, and please support him. He's got a great plugin. He's got some excellent cool features with the premium version, so I recommend you give that a go. But let's just activate Easy Fancy Box, and we'll go back and have a look. So I've just activated. All I've done is installed Easy Fancy Box. I've done no changes to the settings of this particular plugin. If you do, you can configure some stuff by going settings and media, but I've done nothing. Let's just see how our property looks now. So let's view this, and I'll scroll down and I'm going to click on an image. There we go, done. So we got a little pop out little gallery of images there. Again, Easy Fancy Box has got some cool customization options which you can configure yourself, and it'll look great. So that's cool. So that's been added. And next we're going to adjust our permalinks. I've noticed I forgot to do that. So let's just edit the listing. It's a very good idea to change your permalinks when you install WordPress. So I'm just going to configure that. We're just going to choose post name and save changes. That'll just change the URL of the property to be a bit more human readable and better SEO optimized. So let's view that one. So now we got, property 15 Piper at Queens Rocks. So that should help your Google searching. Now let's work on a couple little widgets here. I'm going to add one, even though we've only got one listing in this system. Before that, what I want to show you next is adding a property or a for sale page that will allow you to display your list of listings. So if we go back to the dashboard, we want to create a page for each of the property types. We didn't want to install them because you might only use property, land, rentals. You might be using commercial or rural. So we don't want to create pages for you then have to go delete. So the first step is just go add a new page and give it the word property, because that's the name of the post. You can change this later, but you need to make sure the slug is property so that you can add this to your menu in WordPress really easily. So property. So I'll publish that one, and let's have a view, and you'll see that there's one of our listings, and here's one of our new little features as well, is our grid view and our sort by price, which we need to change there a little bit. But if you change that, we get a nice little grid view. We've only got one listing, and again, I said we're gonna run into a few little bugs, and that's fine, but we're working on everything there. But you can change the view, which once there's lots of listings, you'll see the effect there much better. Again, you can sort by price. This is a new feature in 1.3, so high to low, low to high. We've added an API to make sure that we can hook in other sorting features and functions as we move forward with the development of easy property listings. So let's just jump back and let's just modify that author profile, because that's sort of the two important things. You want to make sure your page looks good when you first install easy property listings and configure your settings. We've also got a layout system where you can create your own using our filters, hooks, and actions in WordPress, or use our premium plugin for listing templates, which is going to have a whole stack more developed for it now that we've made template creation much easier and much more fun. So we're just going to pop over here. I'm going to edit my profile as you would normally for WordPress, and when you've installed easy property listings, it's going to add a few extra fields in your contact info, which is actually the mobile. So you can put in your mobile number or your phone number. It'll create a Skype link. You can pop your Twitter ID in there, your Facebook page ID in there, your Google Plus, and it'll provide the icons in the author box. Again, configure your pop your bio in there, and this is the other section of information that's added through easy property listings, which is the author box profile info. So there's my position, nutcase, or managing director, whichever one you want to call it. Pop your slogan in there, and your video YouTube URL. And if you've got a contact form shortcode, for example through Gravity Forms, you can pop that in there and add a subscribe box directly. So why don't I just quickly do that to show you how we can achieve that. So I've got Gravity Forms already installed. So let's pop over there to Gravity Forms, and here's our little subscribe form. It's just asking for an email, and you can configure this with Gravity Forms. So let's grab the shortcode, and the easiest way I find that to do that is to just go to a page, any page or post, press edit, and you can just press the add form. This is on every page or post, and we're just going to select the form. We want to turn off the title. We'll leave the title, we'll turn on Ajax, and let's insert that. So we're just going to copy this short code, WordPress short code, and we're going to go back to my user profile. So I'm going to edit my profile again, and we're going to paste this in here. Now there's one thing you need to do is change your double quotes into single quotes, otherwise the save box converts double quotes into single quotes. So this, you just need to make sure they're all single quotes like that, and press update profile. So what that's done, so let's go look at our property again and view that. What that's done is added a profile tab to the profile box. So we now got a contact form, and in this particular case I just popped a subscribe, so someone can subscribe directly to your newsletter. You can also customize this using Gravity Forms to insert more text and more fields, up to you. Fully customizable, just paste the shortcode in and off you go. So there's our short code again. So when you're adding those links to your user profile, they'll pop in here. So for example, I've popped my Facebook page in here. We've just launched our Easy Property Listings Facebook page, so please, I encourage you to jump over there to Easy Property Listings and like us. We've only just started. There's three likes, so let's see what we can do there. But we'll go back, and again, you can pop your Twitter in there, so you can, people can follow you on Twitter quickly and easily. Just jump over to your profile, see what you've been doing, and they can follow and tweet to you. Really intuitive. We try to make it as easy as possible just to get started. For advanced users, you can configure and tweak and adjust and change styling and whatever you need to do. But we just want to help agents get online quickly and easily, and then grow their online business much smoother by using clean and easy to use tools. So that's pretty much adding a listing. So let's just play with a couple widgets. So in this particular case, I'm just going to, with Builder, iThemes Builder is a fantastic tool for building websites. There's another 30 or 50 themes they have available there on their directory. You can basically pick any of those ones and adjust Easy Property Listings to use a different theme. You don't have to stick with, you can use any theme you want from Genesis or any theme from WordPress. Might need a little bit of tweaking. We've got some documentation on our support desk at easypropertylistings.com.au, so make sure you pop over there and read the documentation if you get stuck, or post a support forum request. So anyway, we're going to manage the widgets for this particular layout, and we're just going to add some of the other Easy Property Listings widgets. So let's get started with our featured listing. Let's say we wanted to have some featured listings, or I prefer to just randomly show stuff so that every time Google visits your site, there's always something different on the page. So let's just say featured for sale. Obviously we've only got one listing, so we're only going to see one at the moment. Here's where you choose your listing type that you want to choose from. So you might want to say featured for sale, or featured land, or featured rental, and that's where you would do that. Again, you can choose the status. So you want to say, hey, just show me some sold listings, or just show me the current ones, or just show me your leased ones. Again, you can change a few display options here for images if you just want the text. The list is kind of handy. I might jump back to that in a minute. If you've got a stack of listings, we'll show you that once I have a bit more data in our database here. Again, you can change the thumbnail size. So any thumbnail size has been registered with WordPress. You can customize it and select it from the menu here. So when you install Easy Property Listings, we've added the admin thumb and the EPL image medium crop. These are this just provides a fixed size, which makes it really easy to create 3 widgets that all are the same height. So that's my favorite choice there. Great for a 3-column layout or a sidebar. Again, you can add your icons, so you can have all the icons, which includes beds, baths, cars, aircon, and pool. Sometimes you might not have enough space and you just want to show beds, baths, so that's where you choose that. Next, you can choose the number of properties, so you could have a widget with, say, 20 listings in there, depending on your space and your size, which is pretty handy for the list view. So you might have one with an image, and then you have like 20 next images, 20 in a list after it, which is what this is for. So you could say, show me the featured ones, and then skip one, so that you don't get a duplicate listing of images, duplicate listings of properties. So just leave it as 1. This is where our featured property, so you can tick a featured property. You can show the headline of the listing. This kind of sometimes breaks your layout. Sometimes a heading might be 3 words or 7, and it can hurt your layout sometimes, especially if you want 3 widgets horizontally or something. This is where you might want to leave that off. Again, you can add the excerpt. I'm going to turn that off. You can show the suburb, the street address, the price, and the read more labels. So you could say, hey, check this out or something, and customize that as you see fit. Yes, out. Again, the dynamic allows you to randomly, or it basically, if you add this widget, it will dynamically display listings from certain authors automatically. You can also change the random orders, but like I said, so you could have, say, it'll just randomly show a listing. It's kind of neat. So like I said, every time Google comes back, there's always something different on your website or any of the search engines. So let's save that. So let's see what we've done. So if I go and visit our listing again, let's see if we should have another one on the right hand side there, and there she is. There's a little widget, so you can check this out. Again, I said, you know, you got a nice street, a suburb, nice and quick and easy. Obviously, we're going to end up on the same page because we've only got one listing in this system. So next, I want to show you how to show some of the other widgets. So let's jump over to the widgets again. So manage the widgets for this layout. We're going to add our listing gallery this time. Perhaps you want to turn off the gallery on the page and you want to show them in the sidebar, for example. So we can, you know, leave the title blank. So if there are no photos, and you can say number of columns. Let's go with 3. So 3 smaller ones, and this will display the gallery in the sidebar. So again, you could go to the Easy Property Listings display and turn off the automatic generation. And when we view the property, we should now see a gallery of photos. And again, this is integrated with any plugins you use, and if you can custom style some things there if need be. But then you would turn this off and use that on the layout, so you want the pictures up the side, and adjust the columns and so on. So let's just manage the widgets again and check out some of the other ones that come included in Easy Property Listings, which is the author box. So again, you can have a sidebar, or you might have another page. You want to chuck your author page, your author's profile in there. Might not be a listing, but you can use it anywhere a widget goes in WordPress. You know, you can put contact. Now you can enable your Gravatar account. Fantastic to keep one picture across every site on the internet that supports a Gravatar. Great idea to do. You can turn on your social icons, and you can leave your bio on or off. Let's just leave it off. And have a quick look again at a listing. So view that one, and there we go. So Merv, my photo there. We've got a staff directory extension which further expands the ability of this. You know, we built the Easy Property Listings to be free for single users who want to get in there and do stuff and just get their properties online quickly and easily, and then grow it with advanced features like our advanced map, our staff directory. Not everybody needs a staff directory, but an office with, you know, 10 or 15 staff, you should really get the staff directory because it dynamically links to your listings again, and it'll show multiple agents and so on as well. The free one does too, but you have more control over your staff directory. For example, let's click and see how the default looks, and it just shows the recent post from Merv, but our staff directory creates a really cool profile page for the agent, showing their recent posts that they've put on the website, and all their recent stock sales and listings. So that's how that author box works. So let's just go back and check out another widget that we have. So I'm just going to manage widgets. And we're going to chuck in the listing search. Now, we've made some significant changes to our listing search widget, which has been greatly asked by the community. So let's put search property. We'll search listings. Okay, so before we could only have one property search, but now what we've done is we've allowed you to have multiple tabs. So we can say select all 3 by holding Control on your keyboard. You could say only search the current, the sold. So you might have a page where all your solds are. And you want to be able to search through what you've sold quickly, you know, on an iPad in someone's house, or showing them what you've recently sold. So you can always use it for that. I'll leave all the search options on and press save. And let's go back and see what we've done. And I'll just refresh the page. And we should see a nice little tabbed option there. Again, I said we're working through some changes, so this particular theme, bug fixes, it'll look pretty cool when we're ready. But let's just disable the land, and then we'll get two tabs. So you might be able to have for sale, for rent, and those will be modifiable through a simple line of code with one of our hooks. If you have any trouble, we'll have some documentation online. So let's just save that again. My widget bar is a bit narrow for 3 across, so I'll just refresh, and there we go. So we've got two tabs. Rental and search. You can search by ID, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or if you publish your property ID, that's where your user can click on and enter their ID to quickly jump to. You can search by suburb, house category, and again, I'm clicking a rental. I haven't got any in the box there yet, so I'll click on my property tab. So we've got Quinns Rocks, house. It'll only show what is available. So if you only got units in town, you're not going to have 50 choices there that everybody ends up with a sorry, you have none of these pages. So we tried to make sure that it's only showing what you have. So yeah, it's better for your minimizing 404 areas. Again, here you can choose the price. So 700 to let's say I'm looking between 700 and 900. Bedrooms, the person can search, and other particulars. Obviously I've got one listing, so we're not going to have much stock in here, but once you've searched, that's the results, and again you'll be able to adjust the views. Then people can search the prices, high and low, and so on. Okay, so let's just continue on here, and I will show you next how to import some stock so we have more than one listing to work with. Before we import, let's just set up some key pages such as our property. So we're just going to go and create a new custom menu, which is part of WordPress. So just go to your menus. I like calling it main, so we're just going to create a new one called main. Press create menu, and we're just going to add our property page and a sample page just so you can see how the theme generates the pages. And here's where you can change the name. For example, you don't want properties, but for sale, and save that menu. Next, we're going to view the front page and adjust the menu of the theme layout. This is why I think Builder is really cool. Just press Builder, edit the layout, scroll down and adjust your navigation on your template. So just going to modify those settings, and navigation type, we're just going to choose main and press save. Save that layout. I've only got one in here at the moment. It's much easier to start with one and duplicate. So let's visit the site. So we should now have a couple pages, so for sale and sample page. So this is the default blog view. Click for sale, and we get for sale on our sample page. Next, let's just add the rentals and the land. So it's going to go to the dashboard like I did the property page. So we're just going to create a new page. We're going to call it rental. Publish that one, and another one called land, and then we'll be able to see our land, rentals, and property for sale listings displayed nice and easily. My server's playing up, of course. So we've created a rental page there. We're just going to create another one called land. So land, and publish that one. And we'll add them to our menu just as we did the other for sale page. So let's go to appearance and menus. I'm going to choose land and rental and add them to our menu. And we can just choose, drag that up there and go for rent. For rent. And say land for sale. I'll just leave it as land for this particular demonstration. So drag that up there, save. And while we're here, let's just create a home page. It always makes life a bit easier. So I'm just going to press add new. We'll just call one home. We can change that again later for proper SEO abilities. And we'll just create a blog just so we can get a good demonstration happening here. Blog or news, whatever you want to call it. And we'll add that to the menu again. So we'll just go quickly to the menus and add the home and blog. So it gives us a good little site there already with just a few pages. So if we view easy property listings, we'll get a nice little menu there for sale, for rent, and of course there's nothing in there yet, so we'll just get nothing available, nothing found. Okay, so next what we're going to do is prepare our files for import. And what we do is we've created a tool called FeedSync, which is an REA XML preprocessor, which allows you to process thousands of REA XML files quite quickly. So what we'll do is, once you installed FeedSync on your FTP and you've done nothing and you open up the file, you'll end up with a page that looks kind of garish and horrible. So all you need to do is edit one file once you've installed FeedSync and just update the URL so it knows where to look for the style sheets. So I'm just going to copy this URL where I've installed FeedSync. I'm going to jump over to our FTP and edit the settings file. So I've just installed FeedSync as you get it with a zip file, uncompress it to an XML folder, and just there's a settings.php. So this is the only file I need to play with. Let's just view and edit that. So I'll just open that file up again in my little text editor and just adjust the base URL. So we're just going to paste that base URL and press save and re-upload that to our folder. We're using a cPanel installation, but I'm just using FileZilla to edit the server files via FTP. And once you've done that, if you refresh the page, you'll see a better looking Easy Property or FeedSync application ready there. Now we've already processed a stack of files. We processed about 2,000 files in there, and it took about 10 minutes to process on the server. That's probably not the workload you're going to end up with on your site, but for a bigger portal, or if you want to process lots of listings, this can handle that for you quite quickly. So let's just have a look at our imported files. We've got quite a long list here. I've basically downloaded as many REXML files I could from all our customers' sites and chucked them all in and to see what would happen. So there's a stack of files in there, and here's our output files. So we've got 1.2 megs of XML file for the current listings. I've chucked a sample in there which we'll import, so we don't have to wait an hour or so to import lots of images. We've got our sold files, so if you're doing a portal and you don't want to include your solds, this will allow you to import a certain subset, so you can just delete them after a few weeks, or keep them on there if you've got a real estate business and you've been selling for years. Well, this is a great catalog of sold listings, and you can really display that quite cool with our advanced mapping plugin. Withdrawn have been split as well, which allows you to not include them in your website, so you can save space and speed and database efficiency by not including them, or you can include them there for our new stats tools that we're developing. And when you're installing, if you ever need trouble, just visit the help tab and have a read through the instructions there. It'll explain how to set up cron jobs so you can automatically import your listings on a regular couple-hour basis. And that's how easy it is to install FeedSync. So once that's done, I'll just chuck a couple sample files in here, and for a test so you can see how it looks. So if our input files there, and we chuck in some sample XML files, I'm just going to drag and drop some file names into this is normally delivered by your REA XML provider like Rex or My Desktop, or a dozen more that we support. So just drag them in there, and once they're in there, or the feed provider's uploaded them, you can be able to refresh and see what's ready for processing. Press the blue button, you're done. With the settings of FeedSync though, you can enable geocoding. Recently My Desktop has added the geocoding location to the REA XML files, but not every provider has. So you just check your REA XML files and see if you want to enable geocoding. If you receive zip format REA XML files that include the images, just enable zip format processing, so it'll rename the images and the locations so you can import them off your server. Also make sure you chuck in your username and password of your licensed site and pop your key in there. So once you visit FeedSync, you'll be able to see on the help page, you can check for updates and check your status and activate your license just with a quick click. But that's pretty much it. So what we're going to do is we're going to import some data here from one of our sites we just built, just some sample information. So I'm just going to we're going to click on this URL. This is from one of our sites we just done. So I'm going to copy that URL. I'm going to jump back to our installation of Easy Property Listings, and we're going to jump over. We've already installed WP All Import, a fantastic import tool, and we're just going to do a new import because we haven't got any data being imported yet. So I'm going to click on that and download from a URL. They've just updated softly. This is fantastic tool. I use it on pretty much every single site I ever build. It's hands down a fantastic tool to import XML files or CSV files into WordPress. For example, maybe you don't use REA XML, but you could output a CSV file with all your listings and prices and dates. Well, you can import them directly into here and just update your Excel file, and WPL import will process them for you and keep your site updated from another source. So we're just going to paste our sample data in here. So I'm just going to press download. Next, it's going to say, okay, what are we doing? We want to do each post type separately. So we're going to choose new items, and we're going to choose properties, and then we're going to continue to step 2. Now here's where you need to choose the node. Basically, each REA XML file has a node, either residential, rental, commercial, business, commercial land, or rural. So one of those types, you'll be able to find them in the list. If you scroll down, sometimes they're hiding, they're not really in any particular order. So we'll choose residential. And here's our residential listing, so that looks correct. So we want to import that. So we're going to scroll down and check press continue on the next step. Here's where we're going to choose our template. We can import the templates and set them up. Since their update, they've made some changes, which has we're updating our template so that you can just quickly select a template that's compatible. In this particular case, they've just rejigged these, so we're going to have to update these, which is not a big task. So you'll be able to grab them off our easypropertylistings.com.au add-ons page. So we're just going to choose the rentals. The property, and in the top here I'm gonna have to do some quick copy and pasting to get the new scripts for the address processing that we've created in order to process sites really quickly, or process the address and the new fields. Some of the REA XML providers have slightly different fields, so we've added a few extra filters and functions to allow you to process that data from various different sources, such as My Desktop and Rex have different REA XML formats. They're all slightly different, and so does but you can get it all working for your site quite quickly. So I'm just on another page here, just trying to grab the copy and paste for our little title, and here we go. So we're just going to copy this into our title. And again, these are all available on our documentation. Normally what you would do is, these are just copy and paste, but we've basically just dragged each of the address fields into the title, because that doesn't change. When you add a list of property, it's always going to be 305.82 and the full address, so you're not going to have any permalink issues. We're just going to drag the description into the description content editor, and you can change some advanced options. It's important to choose the line breaks, because the way that the XML files are written, this will allow you to have enter spaces after each paragraph in your text, and that's how you do that. Images, these are our scripts, so you need to just confirm that your XML file saves images in the same format. So objects image, this one's objects image, that's correct. But they've made a change in the latest version, so again I'm just going to copy that and paste it in, because these are actually located elsewhere in this case. Or you can upload them directly to this folder or your uploads folder, and WPL import will match them very well. You can adjust your SEO settings there. Here's all our custom fields. Like I said, we're updating our scripts a bit more with the new version that will come on release. So we're not going to have full support for everything, but we're pretty close for this demonstration. Taxonomies, so we're going to import the suburb and the features. This allows for very quick searching. So we're just going to drag our suburb name. So we're just going to drag suburb into there. It's just got one suburb. These are new options in Softly's WPL import. And the features, this is the other features when doing REA XML import, so you can use the columns. And if you scroll down in this right hand side, you'll see features that have started here, and you'll see other features. So usually what we do is drag that in there, and we're going to choose some other property options. We've got a feed sync date. Some of the mod times for some reason don't import, so we've got a filter there that prepares the date for better importing. And you can adjust some things, so the author's name, because there's nothing unique in here other than the author name, for example Matt Jones. So you need to really create a username that's Matt Jones, first last with a dash, so it matches that, and that WordPress can actually match the username, the user profile to the listing. But you'll see that the scripts are there, so string replace, this is just a bit of code. Objects, so this is your floor plans, which are in here in the XML file. Once you've done that, we'll press continue, and the unique identifier. Okay, so we're going to pop in our unique identifier. We're working on some code changes for this. We used to use unique identifier mod time, which is actually a very efficient way of importing based on the data that we have, but we're moving to just using the unique ID in order to keep the dates unchanged, so you can have the new flags working correctly with the new features. So we're just going to open our advanced settings. Some servers have a bit of issues, so you might want to tweak these settings depending on how fast your server is or how much power you've got there. But you can just play with these and see how your import works. Import specified, let's say you want to do a test, you might say, okay, well, import 1 to 50. So you don't need to, when you're developing a site, you don't want to have all 2,000 listings in there when testing, so you might want to slim it down. My import's only got 18, so we're just going to import all these. Yet our other one has a few thousand, which is easy to import too. And we're just going to do easy property listings 1.3. So press continue, and now what's going to happen is we're going to import all the data from that XML file and download the images. So the images take a bit of time to download, so just be patient. Usually on the first import, especially when you've just configured a site, it's got lots of listings, just be patient and just import it. But to run a few tests, then you should be good to go quite quickly. So let's see what happens. So basically, WP All Import is importing 10 records at a time, which means each property can have up to 26 images being downloaded. So this might take a little while. Usually not too bad. If you run it 4 times a day, it's usually pretty good on updates. In the first initial setup, you might want to just leave it as manual. Don't set up any cron jobs yet, just to run some tests to make sure that everything's working and you're not getting duplicate fields and data. But let's just let this run and see what happens. Normally during test, I sort of only import the first image, or 3 or 4 images, and then later on update the import to overwrite those ones and do the full import. Again, during setup, it's good to test a few things and test your server's ability to handle lots of data. Now, I haven't added the usernames inside the XML files either, so they'll all be associated to my one single user profile in there, which is Merv Barrett. But like I said, if you make sure you add a user for each person who's in the XML files that you are importing, using that first name hyphen last name, good for a user profile name for your users to log in. I'm just going to pause. Okay, there our import has taken place. It's taken about 5 minutes to complete. You can check the logs and see what's happened here, but we've imported about 18 listings on our site. You might want to run feed sync on a second server depending on your volume, and then have WP All Import running on your main installation. Once you set up the cron jobs, the way WP All Import works is it imports a couple records every minute to really reduce your server load and be very optimized and efficient. So this has taken sort of 5 minutes on the first import. So if we want to just check our manage imports again, we can rerun the import and see how quickly it actually skips them, because it skips the ones that are already in there. So I'm just going to confirm and rerun the import, and let's just do a quick update. It's very quick. Once it's updating, look at that, it's taking about 5 seconds to make sure that, because nothing's changed, and when feed sync's running and you've added 5 or 10, 15 listings, it's only processing a few at each time and skipping the rest so that the records import really quickly. So let's see what we've done. We've added a whole pile of properties, and let's see how they look. Okay, I've imported a whole stack of listings in here. For some reason the images have not come through on my import. I probably should have checked my script, because I think I I was importing from one data file with one setting. So that's pretty easy to fix. What we need to do is jump back over to the Edit Import tab inside All Import and adjust our images and make sure that we're actually importing the correct node. In this case, sometimes this is URL or file, and it can have a bit of an issue there. I did have a bit of an error during import. Again, this is a new version of WP All Import, so we're just still running some tests. I think they've released it, and we just need to double check a couple little things. Objects, image, just update that. Always during demonstrations things go wrong, but it's good. Helps us find out what we need to fix and make sure that all our code is rock solid, which it pretty much is, but there's always something. So I'm going to update the images. I'm going to choose that, so we can actually select different things to update. So we're just going to update the images and update all images. So it's going to re-import the images again on the next import. So I'll let that run again, and let's see how long it takes. Okay, so it's pulling in something, and here we go. So it's 3 of them. What I'll do is I'll open up a new tab and show you what it looks like on another browser. If you try and view it on the same browser, it tends to run really slowly because it's your actual session. So if you open another browser, it's a totally different session, so it doesn't slow down for other people, just you who's actually working on the site at that time. This could be due to a new change that we've done through our changes. But one of the new features we've added is a graph. So there's a little graph here showing your price value, so you can quickly at a glance see sort of what's, you're set the maximum graph to 2 million. So this is showing you your prices, and you can adjust that, so you can sort of quickly at a glance see what, if you're on the phone to a buyer or something, you can quickly look through your stock and sort of keep your eye out for which properties might suit this particular buyer in an area. That's pretty much how you import it. Again, I said it's all Merv Barrett because I haven't configured any of the users, but that's where you would configure them. And that's pretty much how you add build a real estate website with easy property listings, and then you can enhance it with our premium extensions, such as our advanced map, which displays over 400 listings on one map quite quickly and easily. So I really encourage you to take a look at our advanced mapping extension. There's FeedSync and OneForm, so you can integrate those features into your real estate website, and we'll do some further videos showing you our location profiles and what you can do with that. I'll show you what one of our sites that we've built looks like with all our tools running there. So Investor's Edge is a great real estate property management business specializing in investors down in Kenwick area here in Perth. But if you have a look at their for rent page, you see a very different looking easy property listings. It's the same underlying software, it's just running a different WordPress theme, and it's all ready. He's got the inspect real estate there, which will link you straight to inspect real estate, read more. So these are all being configured, and here you can do your search basically as per the other property, and our home opens are popping out there. But there's the advanced mapping extension that we've created there. So it basically maps all your rentals. The rentals are 2 little icons are your what I thought was moving house to house when I created, but these again can be all tweaked through a simple adding your own thumbnails to your theme and changing the CSS. But when you click on it, it shows the users can click around and see what properties are available and what you've got in your area. You can also zoom out, and you can customize the number of listings you want to display in one hit. So for sale, Jar's got quite a lot of properties around the Perth area there. He specializes in all sorts of real estate markets and lots of people there, lots of areas. But if you take a look at his for sold properties, we'll have a look at his recently leased map, which is again powered by our advanced property list advanced mapping extension. So there's over 400 listings on one map. We're still working on some optimization tools and tweaks, so there are limits to how many you can put on one page, but as we get further on, you can really dominate the marketplace and show that you really are a true force in the market that you're working in. Also, Jared's created some excellent profiles for his listings. So if you're actually viewing one of his properties for sale, you can see the any profiles that you've created. So he's created profiles for several suburbs. So if we have a look at his listing pages here, again, so there's book inspection with Inspect Real Estate, multi authors for properties that are for sale, for dual agents. We've got the profile details. Here's his facts about property and the marketplace in general. So he's created some great text there, and really helps buyers and sellers come to figure out what's going on in the area around where they're working. And here he's taken full advantage of our staff directory extension to showcase some recent listings and get some client feedback linked with our testimonial manager, which automatically integrates testimonials for Jared. And there's a more advanced contact form, again, just using the gravity form and chucking the shortcode in. All really easy to quick and easy to set up. It really is a great tool and can help you establish yourself as a real estate agent in any area or any country, and take charge and build yourself a site. And let's have a look here. It's been about an hour and 4 minutes, and we've pretty much created we've made a good start onto an advanced real estate website using some cool themes and tools. I'm not sure why these images aren't coming through, but normally, again, this is a beta version, so something's happened here. We've got some images. I think we've got the featured images not correctly displaying, but that's fine. Like I said, we'll work on those changes over the next coming week and make sure that it's ready for you to use on launch. So I really do encourage you to visit our easypropertylistings.com.au website, or have a look at the WordPress. And if you are using Easy Property Listings, please leave a review. Let us know what you think. We're going to make it better based on your feedback and any requests you have. So, visit our support forum. Let us know what you think about our tools and how they help you in your business. But like I said, we need your help to expand what we're offering, and we've currently working on a listing alerts, which is going to be releasing with our new version. A list is basically your people looking at a listing can instantly subscribe to similar properties, that the one that they're looking at, and get email alerts from you, fully customized HTML email alerts. Emailed directly to them. We've already got it running on a couple of test sites. We've also got a market research tool coming out, which will dynamically display some graphs and charts, and you can import your real with sales data in there, or keep track of the market and capture emails and get people to subscribe and really dive deep into the real estate market, and hopefully they'll be doing it on your website. So I hope you've really enjoyed this presentation, and I've learned how to create a website in about an hour and a half, or an hour and 6 minutes, which is what it's taken me to build a quick demo site here. Again, this is WordPress, so everything you do with WordPress is, you can create new pages and add you dynamically change this. For example, with Builder, you've got endless possibilities with this theme framework. And look forward to seeing what the results are. If you've built a real estate website with Easy Property Listings, make sure you submit it to our showcase. Some other developers have been doing that. So, we've just seen Rodney Morley Perchetti's been launched. It's a fantastic looking site. So has Trims in here. These are all different sites built by other WordPress developers. We just launched a Jeff Jones real estate for Brisbane real estate agent using Easy Property Listings, and they all look nothing like the demo site we just put together. This is all powered by Easy Property Listings. He's importing hundreds and several hundred listings for buyers to look at. We've got dynamic images swapping in and out. It's fully expandable. This is all just using the solid key slider configured here, and this is all Easy Property Listings. So we're really excited about seeing the results that clever developers are using. You know, we got they've embedded the mapping here in a tab section. We've got our tab maps extension about to be released, which is actually coming with the update of the advanced mapping. So what will happen is you'll be able to get other maps based around that listing and link through your sales and listing data around that particular property, giving your users such a fine, cool way to take a look at what stock you've got and what your company's running at the moment. Trimson's another fantastic looking site. I've really helped them put this one together. Just helping the developer. They've they posted a lot of questions and queries on our Easy Property Listing support forum, and we've been able to help them out, and they've been able to customize such a beautiful website. So I really want to help not only real estate agents build real estate websites themselves, and then find a developer to really take that and create their own image, but also to help other WordPress developers use this fantastic WordPress tool to build their own systems. This is all Easy Property Listings, and it looks nothing like the demo site, just because that's how we built it to be expandable and configurable to exactly what you want it to look like. If you've got the knowledge and know-how to use WordPress, dive into the code, jump over to GitHub, take a look at the repository there for Easy Property Listings. All the code's freely available for you to look at and dive in. We're working on our latest beta there. Again, don't use that on a production site just yet. We're aware of several issues. We're just working through that. Once it's released, we'll let you know. So please let us know. Also visit our, we love to have some friends on our Facebook page. So make sure you pop over to facebook.com and let us know what you think of Easy Property Listings. We're really looking forward to creating a dynamic real estate industry, and we've had it translated into Dutch and Italian. It's a couple other languages are coming under work. So if you do translation, please contact us. Visit our support forum and let us know how you can help. We really want to expand this to be used around the world. But yeah, please like us on Easy Property Listings on Facebook. Look forward to keeping up to date and letting you expand your real estate website even further. Thanks for watching. Bye.